Hello, people of the internet. I am Andres Perez, aka Kaijin Noir, and welcome to episode 20 of the Fully Endorsed podcast. I am here with my co-host, as always, Super DM64, also known as Dillion McCandless.
Hi, everybody. I'm bad at this.
And since it's been another 10 episodes, we have brought on our latest guest onto the podcast. So we were originally trying to go for Man1954, but unfortunately he was a little bit difficult to get in touch with, so we had to settle for sloppy seconds and get some guy here you probably may have heard of, Mr. Man1954, I believe that's how you pronounce it.
Yeah, hi. I just wanted to copy what Dylan said. I thought it was cool. He had a cool intro, and I wanted it too.
It's an honor, honestly,
Well,
to be copied in this fashion. It's
Yeah, I've really spent my whole career trying to just chase your coattails.
yeah, which is hilarious considering the size of your channel as compared to ours.
right. You're like bigger than all four of us like combined. Like even that, it's like what is it? We are Baragon from GMK and you're Godzilla. Like,
well, then I guess I accomplished my goal. The whole goal was to weasel my way in here at some point, and I did it.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, you've done it. You finally made it onto this tiny little channel of ours. How do you feel?
Pretty good. It's a career highlight, if I do have to say.
That you people listening at home didn't know that he was like our weird internet son, but now you know.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, stuck living in podcasts put out 10 years ago.
Yeah, I always knew that this SOS thing would get us somewhere.
did it though?
You're right. That is kind of debatable. But either way, it is a major pleasure to have you on here. In all seriousness, D-Man. So, for this particular episode, you recommended we check out the 2014 comedy horror film WolfCop. And
yes.
So, would you like to explain to the audience what the hell is WolfCop and why did you recommend this film to us?
The nuts thing is thinking that WolfCop only came out in 2014, because I remember, like, my brother and I, we used to, like, walk through the DVD aisles of every store that our parents would go to when grocery shopping, and, like, King Soopers was kind of the home of the movies that, you know, weren't that good. It was like the DVD aisle always sucked there, but one movie always stuck out to us, and that was WolfCop, with the tagline, "Part man, part wolf, all cop." And so we thought that it was a RoboCop remake, but with a wolf instead.
Uh-huh.
And it was like just this big meme for so many years because we had never seen it. And we just looked at this stupid DVD cover like, are you kidding me? WolfCop? That's the stupidest idea I've heard in my life. And that was just like the meme. It was like, yeah, Justice League was bad, but it's probably no WolfCop, you know? And then this fateful year of 2020, my brother bought it and was like, all right, we're going to do a marathon. The two movies, we're going to do a double feature. I was like, oh, God, that's going to be awful. And then it was awesome. We got the boys together and watched Wolf Cops 1 and 2, and they were incredible. I loved it. So I have to now spend my time spreading the gospel of Wolf Cop.
Makes perfect sense to me.
Why is this the exact same story that Matt gave us about Greasy Strangler?
Oh, you're right. This is your Greasy Strangler now.
Is every guest episode just going to be us being indoctrinated into a different cult? Is that what this is? Yeah.
I haven't seen the Greasy Strangler, but if I'm aware, there's one similarity between the two, and Andres knows how much I appreciate a good dong hang in a movie.
Yes.
And I know that both of these have good dong hangs in them, so...
Right.
I never thought I'd be watching another grotesque penis in another film ever again.
Let's be real. The difference between that in this and that in Greasy Strangler is a matter of quality over quantity. Because Greasy Strangler definitely has more penis in it.
Yes, way more penis. Too much penis.
I don't think I've ever seen a dong topped than what I've seen in this movie.
Well, prepare yourself, man.
I think that definitely is the most memorable scene of the film. The scene that I lovingly refer to as Wolfcock.
Yes. Okay. Sure. Yeah.
Isn't that going to be like the porno parody? No. There's no need for porno parody. We got plenty of that action. We got plenty of Wolfcock action in this movie.
We saw it.
Yes.
Yeah. It's about damn time that a werewolf movie addressed this issue. How many werewolf movies have you watched and been like, where's the dick? What happened to his penis? Did it fall off? Did it shrink up inside of him?
This movie gives us an interesting insight into the unfilmed scenes in the Twilight universe as well.
Right.
Now we know.
And knowing is half the battle.
Exactly.
Well, so, I guess...
You're not the only one cursed with knowledge.
for my personal first impressions of this movie, yeah, Wolfcock, that pretty much explains it all. It's like, well, I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah.
Yep.
But
that's it. That's our review. Bye, everybody.
Yeah. But you know what? I think I liked it.
Andres is like that. There's my favorite little moment is when it fades into I forget his name. I should probably pull up the characters' names so I know what they're called. Right. I've only seen the movie twice, so you gotta.
Yeah, so we got Sergeant Lou. Was it Garrow? He's the main character. He's the titular wolf cop.
Yeah.
We had Sergeant Tina, who is sort of like his police partner, and kind of gets on his ass all the time for his what do you call it? His slacker drunken behavior. We have Willie, who is sort of like his hillbilly best friend, or the closest thing he has to a friend. Jessica, who is the bar owner, the owner of the bar that Lou goes to practically every night. We have the chief officer. We have a gang leader, Mayor Bradley, who I think it was she. Yeah, I think Bradley. She was running for re-election, and we have other people. We have a coroner and some character named Terry Wallace. I'm not sure who that is. Just looking down it's a very small cast of characters for this movie, and that's one of the things I appreciated from a filmmaking standpoint. WolfCop is definitely a very how would you call it, budget focused film where know they don't have a lot of resources and money, but what little money and resources they do have, I feel like they use it very, very effectively in terms of locations, characters, settings, and the fact that it's in the middle of a sort of, what do you call it, a forest wilderness. It's it provides a lot of space, and how would you say, it's the whole setting is this little podunk town. It feels like it's American, even though it's a Canadian movie. I don't know if there's any places in Canada that look like. I'm not sure if it was made to take place in America, but it feels like a typical Midwestern small town where everybody knows each other. But I feel like it's very effective at creating a very isolated environment, and that definitely works to the filmmaker's favor.
Honestly, that's one thing that really stuck out to me right away. Is I was going into WolfCop oh god, this is gonna be awful, expecting a really low budget Velocipaster kind of movie.
Yeah,
just a terrible movie,
or any of those asylum movies where it takes place in the same 5 hallways throughout the entire 2-hour run.
Exactly.
Yeah, this is a military base. You can tell because there are pipes back there in the background.
Yeah, that's what I was going into this expecting. And within the when he's driving around at the very start after waking up, I remember turning to my friends when we were watching and be like, this movie's actually trying. They're trying here with the cinematography. They're going for it.
Oh yeah,
I appreciate that.
They get really ambitious, and especially when they pull out the WolfCop mobile. Then things get nuts and crazy, and there's an explosion in a meth lab barn. So it's they were definitely got really ambitious with their with the film itself. And I would say the only time it felt like the lack of a budget caught up to them was probably maybe the climax of the film, where it's like you never really get a good look at the villains' real reptilian forms. So it's like I guess they couldn't afford the makeup for the WolfCop himself looks pretty damn good, but I guess they couldn't afford any decent reptilian makeup for the villains. So it's like the way everything is arranged or set up for the climax, it was definitely still exciting to look at, but it was nowhere near as like explosive as the barn sequence, I feel.
Yeah. And the transformations as well. Anytime the lizard people are transforming, it's not it's noticeably more low budget than like you would normally see in a movie you're traditionally watching. Right. Even though I thought the wolf transformations were always awesome.
Yeah, sadly no lizard dick sequence here.
No, not in this one, no.
Do we get any lizard dick
we need answers. Are they scaly? Do they even have them? You know, because lizards don't typically. So who knows?
Like you gotta answer this question, man. Is there lizard dick in another WolfCop 2?
Okay, here's what I'll say is for your 100th special or whatever, whenever I come back on here, because I have to so we have to review another WolfCop at some point.
Yes, we do.
Okay, so whenever we get to another WolfCop, I won't spoil it. There's more dongs to be had in that one.
Yes!
They're not all human dongs. They're not quite lizard dongs in the way that you'd expect, but without spoiling anything, I will say they may be influenced by some lizard dongs.
My favorite thing about the sequel, just based on what I'm seeing here on Google Images, is that for the poster, they just ripped off the poster of that Stallone movie, Cobra. It's the same poster, but with WolfCop, and I respect that. I like that a lot.
Yeah. It's not intellectual theft. It's an homage.
Works for Tarantino. Works for me.
Yeah, and so
I think for the most part, this movie is very smart about where they spend their money. Because obviously, there is a budget here, and I think for the most part, they allocated that budget in probably the best way they could have. Based on the effects that we do see. I mean, when he rips that dude's face off, that was pretty sweet.
Yeah, everything looks pretty good. It does.
Right, and it's like the right amount of like comedy and gore and action. So it's like it's sort of like, it's definitely a weird, bizarre movie. Just like listening to the title itself, reading the title itself, WolfCop, you're already expecting a movie kind of not to really take itself all that seriously, and it doesn't. But it's like it doesn't really so much wink at the audience. It's more of like I guess you would say it's a tongue-in-cheek approach to its humor, where the characters take the story, the narrative seriously enough so that you feel invested. It's like the closest I can think of is something like their Cornetto trilogy with like Shaun of the Dead or Hot Fuzz, where things do get absolutely ridiculous, but you do feel invested in the whole ride from beginning to end. Yeah, I can see that. This isn't a movie like Sharknado where it's trying to be a bad movie. This is a movie where it is aware of what it is, and so it plays into that, but it doesn't play into it to the point where it feels like the filmmakers are trying to make a bad movie.
Right, there's a good kind of self-aware, and then there's the bad kind of self-aware.
Yes.
Yeah, we're like the Sharknado bad kind of self-aware. It's like, it feels like a lazy excuse to not try, whereas this movie definitely does try, which is something we've sort of stated before multiple times so far.
It's what separates a Sharknado from a Sharktopus. It's a fine line.
Honestly, having seen Sharktopus, I would say this movie in particular, WolfCop, is leagues above Sharktopus.
How dare you, sir? How about the scene where that woman gets murdered and then Roger Corman takes her gold? It's great. Anyway.
No, not this way. Oh,
not like this.
Not like this.
We're not here to talk about Sharktopus.
No. I don't know if I would ever fully endorse Sharktopus, though. But, looking at
what this movie feels like? It feels like whoever made this movie grew up on every movie that Red Letter Media covers in Best of the Worst. You know what I mean? It feels like an homage to that whole weird straight to VHS horror comedy genre. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like the moment I saw WolfCop, my brain immediately went to Demon Cop.
Right.
Like
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know his inspirations, but I'll give a shout out to director Lowell Dean. I think that's how you pronounce his name.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give a shout out to him. He's pretty cool. He loves the WolfCop fandom. He's always interacting with people on Twitter. He follows this one guy, D-Man1954. Don't know if you've heard of him, but you should subscribe.
Yeah, I hear he does some pretty good, decent Godzilla news videos.
Yeah, I heard that he'll occasionally post a series of The Fly videos and drop 20 subs in 1 week.
Oh, no. Because you know, of course, Lord have you like have a YouTuber who wants to try something different every once in a while.
Yeah, for real. Just wait till the WolfCop series kicks off.
Yes. It'll be like, it's like one of those like action movies where you leave the building and you don't even, like, as you're walking away from the building, you press the button and the whole entire thing explodes. That's gonna be you doing the WolfCop videos to your channel.
Top 10 dong hangs in WolfCop 1. All 10 are the same dong hang.
Fuck yeah.
Did that happen that time that we talked about the Halloween trailer? I don't know what the response was like to that video. Did your fans embrace it, or were they just like, "This isn't Godzilla"?
That was long enough ago.
Is Michael Myers going to be in the MonsterVerse?
It was long enough ago to where I don't remember what the actual reception was, but I know that video, like, back then my videos were getting like 5 to 10,000 and that video got like 500. So it was like not really many people watched it. But I don't think people got like offended I posted it.
Glad I could help out.
that's
whatever. It was worth it.
Keep us away from your channel. We're toxic. Let's see.
We're not monetizer friendly. We just can't not say fuck. It's...
So, looking at Lowell Dean's filmography here, he doesn't have a whole lot of credits to his name. So, at first I was thinking if WolfCop was some sort of passion project if this was sort of like a Greasy Strangler situation where all of a sudden it had like the backing of a really well-known person, I forgot, I'm blanking out on his name. Who was Frodo?
Elijah Wood?
Elijah Wood, yeah. Like, Elijah Wood was a producer on the Greasy Strangler, so I was wondering, like...
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
We couldn't get over that. We could not get over that.
Right. It's like we weren't able to look at him the same way again. Like, you made this happen, Elijah. Why? So I was thinking if there was any notable names, noteworthy names attached to this project. But as far as I could tell, yeah, go ahead.
I don't think there are. I'm pretty sure. I know at the very least for part 2. I don't know if part 1 also counts, but I'm pretty sure this was crowdfunded.
Oh, okay then.
So this is a Yeti, a gay love story situation. Or no, the sequel, what was it called? Another Yeti, a gay love story. All these...
No, it was, what was it called? Like Yeti, a love story.
Yeti 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Life on the Streets. Street
yeah,
Life.
Something like that.
Yeah. So it looks like this may very well be a like fully 100% independent production. And at which point, yeah, definitely hats off to the writer-director Lowell Dean and his entire crew for being able to put this thing together. And
they must have gotten somebody, though, who knew what they were doing in terms of the like makeup effects. There's no way that they just like threw this together in their garage, you know.
The makeup's pretty good, and I think all things considered, the cinematography is pretty good in this as well. It doesn't look as cheap as I'm sure it was.
Mm-hmm. Actually, like, looks like Dean has worked with let's see, Dean, looking at the Wikipedia page here, Dean's television projects include the children's series Hi Opie, produced by the Jim Henson Company, and the Canadian reality series Dust Up, produced by Paperny Entertainment. So it looks like he does work in television and has probably made connections with people within the television industry. And given that he has worked with Jim Henson, maybe that could be something that helped out with the look of the WolfCop costume and makeup.
I wonder if there's like a community of people who like really know who this guy is and like love his work, and like we're just sitting here like I never heard of the guy. You know, it would be like if somebody like came up to me and went like, "Oh, who's Gendy Tartakovsky?" and I would have to shoot them in the face. It's
Okay, then I won't say it.
That's going to be relevant at the very end of this podcast, though.
It's called foreshadowing, children.
I don't know how much involvement he had in the sequel, but I will say that Kevin Smith is in the sequel.
Ah.
And so it could be that he brought some star power to that one and helped get it funded as well. I don't know if he like helped actually put money into the movie. I don't know if he helped produce or anything, but maybe it was just like his name brought more budget to the second movie on the Kickstarter. Again, I don't know if the first one was Kickstartered, but yeah, I don't know.
Okay, then. Yeah, it makes sense then that, like, with the amount of attention... It kind of reminds me so much of, like, what happened with Kung Fury, where that one was a fully independent production that I think was crowdfunded by Kickstarter. Could be wrong, though, but apparently, like, there's going to be, like, another Kung Fury movie being made, and it's going to have, I believe, Michael Fassbender, and I think Schwarzenegger at one point was announced to be attached to it. So, like, Kung Fury 2 was going to end up being, like, significantly bigger and more star power fueled than the original one, which started out as this sort of, like, indie darling within the online film community. So I'm wondering if that's sort of like a similar case with WolfCop, where WolfCop was just a fully independent production that then gained a following over time and was able to accumulate enough attention to get someone like Kevin Smith and perhaps more support from fans and celebrities alike.
Yo, when can we get that Kung Fury WolfCop crossover is what I want to know.
Honestly, I would totally dig that.
The problem is they tonally, like, either they would have to nerf WolfCop or they would have to make Kung Fury super R-rated and we would have to see Kung Fury's dick. So, like, they would have to make that decision.
No. We need to see Triceracop's dick.
Triceracop! Perfect.
Yes, WolfCop.
I'm all for it.
WolfCop. Okay, anyone out there who's an artist, I want you to draw this WolfCop versus Triceracop. It needs to be a thing now.
I thought you were going to ask them to draw WolfCop Triceracop porn there for a second, and I was like, bro, just go to Rule 34. It probably already exists.
No, that is a tangent I do not wish to go down further.
I'll do my own research.
As you've been known to.
You have to be careful, though. It's November. Watch what you're doing while you research.
Oh, God, that's right. You got hands off.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't subscribe to that.
Purely academic. I will say that, WolfCop 2, another WolfCop, it ends on a cliffhanger, so there's always the potential we could get that third crossover that you guys are talking about. I have a better idea for the sequel.
Yes.
I'll pitch to you guys and see what you think.
All right.
I'm just throwing around wildly here.
Right? Great.
Kindergarten WolfCop.
Oh.
Am I right?
That's going to be interesting. So are we talking...
It writes itself.
Are we going to...
I'm imagining the possibilities.
I mean, are we talking Schwarzenegger Kindergarten Cop or Dolph Lundgren Kindergarten Cop 2?
Oh,
Back in the
is that
hood.
Even a question? Is that even a question?
I didn't even know there was a sequel to that movie.
It's one of those sequels that came out like 20 years later and sucks. Like like Jingle All the Way 2,
I didn't know that one came out either.
Yeah, with Larry the Cable Guy.
Oh no!
Awesome.
I think it was Larry the Cable Guy.
I remember Larry the Cable Guy was in like the Tooth Fairy 2, the Tooth Fairy movie with Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah, I think you're right. So maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Who was in Jingle? Hold on, I'm going to do my own research.
I'm doing it too. No, it's Larry the Cable Guy. How can you have can you have a bigger downgrade from Schwarzenegger to Larry the Cable Guy?
Remember when people thought he was funny?
Yeah. I blame your people, Dylan. Your southern kind. Your southern folks.
I don't remember that. I think I was fortunate enough to be born after that.
I do too. Although out of all the guys on the Blue Collar Comedy Tour, I don't know if anybody knows what that is. I always found that he was the least talented. Ron White's the best. Ron White is still funny to this day. The rest of them could retire.
Who's that one guy that went on to do Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader?
Oh, that's Jeff Foxworthy. He was at the time the most famous of them, and I don't even know if he's alive anymore.
Well, either way, I'm sure they were all better than Carlos Mencia at one point.
I mean, at least they wrote their own material, so yeah.
Did you ever grow up knowing who Carlos Mencia was, Derek?
No, I don't know who any of these guys are. Only Larry the Cable Guy by name only.
Count your blessings, man.
I got another pitch for you guys here for a sequel. So
okay.
You could go the kindergarten wolf cop route. You know, he has to go undercover as a kindergarten teacher, but he's also a wolf cop.
Yes.
Or, you know, hear me out.
All right.
Beverly Hills wolf cop.
Oh. I like it. Right? Going, yeah.
Wolf Cop has to go to Beverly Hills. Come on.
You bring in Eddie Murphy, him and the wolf start dancing, you know?
It'll guaranteed be a better movie than Beverly Hills Cop 3, so, you know, you could probably get Murphy to sign on.
Yeah, definitely. Or
because what's he doing? What's he doing nowadays? Nothing. That's why.
Is he doing another Beverly Hills Cop? I think I did hear that they might be doing another one.
Oh, God, you're right. I think I heard that a while back. Although if
he put all his eggs into the Shrek basket, and then they stopped making those.
You know what? You could just go full circle and have Robo Wolf Cop. And
that's the other idea is Robo Wolf Cop.
You set it in the future, and it's like Wolf Cop turns out to be immortal, and he's been in hibernation this whole time. He wakes up, it's the future, and his wolf powers just can't do it alone, so he's got to cybernetically enhance himself into a Robo-Wolf Cop.
Or...
Here's the problem with that pitch, and the reason why I don't think any of the RoboCop sequels have ever really worked as well as the first one, and that is they killed off Red Foreman in the first one, and that's the best part. And without him...
Unless you bring him back as another RoboCop.
Maybe he was a wolf the whole time, and he's also a werewolf, and so he could survive it.
Yeah, if Talbot can come back after death, then so can him. So can he.
I gotta get on this before Kurtwood Smith dies.
And you could also, you don't even have to change the title that much if you if you want to work within continuity. Mm-hmm. Just RoboCop versus Wolf Cop, Dawn of Justice, you know? And it still fits. It fits perfectly.
Yes. Tell me, creep, do you bleed?
I'm trying to think of what the Martha would be to bring them together. His badge falls out of his pocket or something, and RoboCop's like, "Why do you have that?" I don't know. I can't.
Or maybe he's like, Wolf Cop is about to beat up RoboCop, and then he knows RoboCop has like a bottle of bourbon or something. And he's like, "How do you have that booze? Where'd you get that booze?" It turns out they share the same. They share the same love for a particular brand of alcohol.
Wait. Alcohol. There's a connection. What about a Wolf Cop Notzilla crossover?
Ah, there you go.
I'm just trying to get some work for our friend Jacob Baker.
There's just endless possibilities, you know?
Yeah. I guess it all kind of depends on just how far are you willing to push the comedy angle.
Exactly.
Let's see.
Listen, the Predator franchise needs a shot in the arm.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like at this point, there's no point holding on to whatever dignity that franchise has left.
No.
What better prey than a wolf cop?
Yeah, I can see that happening. Yeah, the possibility. Go ahead.
I'm wondering how much, you know, listeners, presuming they have not seen Wolf Cop, like, what do they think this movie is during this review?
Right, because we haven't so much reviewed it as we have pitched other movies.
I know. We've vaguely talked about the movie Wolf Cop, but mostly it's just been, you know, Wolf Cop related topics.
Well, I guess that goes to show just how fun this. Sorry, I was just going to say that just goes to show how fun this movie is, to the point where we're imagining the further adventures of this character.
Exactly.
I also like to imagine an actual child stumbling upon this video and just like not getting any of the references, you know.
Well, I am going to mark this video as not for children, so that's on that's on him.
Wait, do you normally mark your videos for children, Andres? Because I think I can tell you why your channel is not blown up if that's the case.
No wonder we don't get any comments. We're not allowed to.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, Chris Hansen's going to be knocking on my door. It's like, it seems to me you're making these videos for children.
But it turns out he just listened to episode 1 of the SOS podcast and was like, you wanted what with Big Jake? JJ's how? Do you know how old JJ is?
He's like, I got to admit, these are the strangest chat logs I've had in a while.
He's like, why don't you have a seat, Andres, who wasn't even there?
But Chris, these planes aren't even real. Well, you say that. But...
You see how this looks.
It says here you rated it a 10 on the jizz scale.
What does that mean?
In all my years of television, I've never seen anything like I was just getting something to eat.
What's wrong with that? It's a question. Okay, now we definitely derail this podcast. So
I know who's your Chris Hansen. See, I called you Chris Hansen.
So, going back to the actual film itself, I feel. Who are some of the standout characters for you, other than the WolfCop himself?
Does the WolfCop count as a separate character?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Maybe. It does a very good performance.
It certainly seems to have a mind of its own.
I would say...
He's a real stand-up guy.
I want to say that when it came to that sex scene, it's probably the longest sex scene I've seen, probably since like the Watchmen sex scene. If either of you remember how that one went.
Yeah. Where
it just kept going and going with crossfade after crossfade after crossfade.
Yeah, like, can we get back to the murder, or anything?
Can we get back to the plot? Like, this is the plot, and like, oh my god,
you're gonna have a movie in your movie, right?
Oh yeah.
Hello?
I think that's kind of what we were mentioned. Like at that point of the movie, you and I were thinking, where exactly is this story going? Because like for a while, the lizard people were brought up, and then they were kind of dropped, and then the gangsters were made to be the primary antagonist for a good chunk of the film, and we were like, oh, so like, who's the bad guy here? What? But then by the time everything gets revealed to the audience, it's like, oh, okay, now everything's coming together.
Well, yeah. I think you've come across probably my one big criticism about the movie, and that is, I wish there was more Wolf in WolfCop. It's a pretty short movie, and we spend a lot of time before even the first transformation, because they got to set stuff up. And so as a result, I just wish there was more Wolf in WolfCop. Most of it is just cop. And I assume that there's more Wolf in another WolfCop, obviously.
Oh, that problem is gone in the exact opposite direction. There's so much more Wolf in another WolfCop. You wouldn't believe it.
It's like all Wolf, less cop.
Exactly.
All Wolfcock.
I will say that, like, if you rewatch the movie, they do a pretty good job setting everything up. You know, it almost feels like they're beating you over the head with setup at times, but I didn't notice any of it like the first time I watched it. When he does his first transformation, you know, he's in the bar with that girl.
Yeah.
And if you rewatch the scene knowing that she's the bad guy, she's like keeping an eye on the clock, waiting for it to get close to time. Then she kicks everybody out of the bar so that he can transform in peace. She like perfectly sets it up so that he can get ambushed by those dudes who were supposed to come in and kidnap him in the first place. And there's a lot of like little setup throughout the movie to let you know that she's the bad guy, and that you know, that these lizard people are involved and all this crazy stuff.
Right. I didn't even notice that for the longest time. But yeah, now that you bringing that up, now it totally makes sense. And yeah, I definitely appreciate a lot of that like setup and foreshadowing and build up going on in the background while your mind is totally focused on the main character for the most part during the initial viewing. And I suppose that also extends to Willie with his sort of behavior, his sort of like pseudo shady behavior, because he was always sort of like untrustworthy when he's established. He's just, you see him as just a crazy old kook, but then as soon as it is proven that these supernatural elements exist in the world, then you start to take him to be a far more credible source of information. And so it's like the fact that he knows so much about this stuff and is willing to inform and keep an eye on him at all times, then it's like, okay, so all his behavior isn't so crazy and random throughout this movie. And I would say I was surprised. I did genuinely enjoy the twist reveals in this movie in terms of like the identity of these lizard people, because like the fact that these lizard people can not only take on the appearances of humans but multiple humans, it gets really shocking when you realize, oh wait, he was a lizard person and she was a lizard person and she was a lizard person, everyone's a lizard person.
Yeah. And the sequel plays around with that idea a little bit as well, where they kind of retcon some things in this movie by being like, well, yes, this person is a lizard person, but they weren't always a lizard person. Like, that person still exists within this world, but a lizard takes their shape. And so there's a couple characters in the sequel that kind of thing happens with them.
But I see then.
Yeah, I liked it. Willie's my standout character. I really liked him.
Right, definitely. Yeah, he was easily like one of my favorite, one of the most amusing characters in the movie. And I gotta say, it was disappointing. It was honestly a little heartbreaking to know that he was the bad guy the whole time. It's like, no, not Willie. I trusted you, Willie. You were my brother, Willie. I loved you.
It's rough. It's rough.
It like the fact that like a movie like that, like WolfCop, can get me to genuinely feel shock and disappointed like that.
I know.
For WolfCop of all movies.
He was supposed to be the good one.
Yeah. Yeah, again, major credit to those guys. And I definitely like the main protagonist himself. It's definitely it's a very common trope to have the sort of reluctant hero, the downtrodden hero, the sort of like drunken slob who has so much potential but has wasted it for a good chunk of his life, only to redeem himself by the very end. I feel like it's a very common, the fallen hero trope. Yeah, the fallen hero who then rises to the occasion. It's a very safe, very somewhat predictable, but very reliable trope to use for this kind of movie. And it totally worked, and I'll definitely give props to the main actor, Leo Farfend, for his portrayal of Lou Garrow.
Yeah, I also think it's fun that this one doesn't beat his problems by not becoming an alcoholic, by getting over his addiction. He beats it by doubling down, and that makes him stronger. That's awesome.
He's like the opposite of Eddie Valiant from Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Like, he doesn't pour that bottle of liquor, he chugs the shit out of it.
Yeah, the fact that that's the source of his superpower.
Right. See, that's why we need a Notzilla WolfCop crossover, because I'm not sure if you saw Notzilla at last year's G-Fest.
Not.
Ah, okay. Well, I guess it's available on Tubi now, so you can always check that out or get the DVD or whatever.
I don't know what Tubi is.
Is it available on Tubi? I didn't know that.
I believe it was advertised on Tubi. Tubi is kind of like...
I know it's available on Amazon, but you gotta pay for it.
Yeah, who wants to pay for shit these days?
Yeah, and even if you order it to your house on Amazon, who's to say it won't get lost in transport?
I'm sorry, Derek. I failed you.
I don't know the story behind that, but you're right. It is on Tubi, and I will be watching that later because I pretty much only know what I know from the trailers.
Oh God, that's right. You weren't at G-Fest, unfortunately.
No, not for the last fucking 4 years, Andre.
It's been 84 years.
I've sat out the entire Trump administration. Well, hopefully the entire Trump administration. I don't fucking know yet.
Don't speak to. Don't. What is it? Jump the gun there.
Yeah,
For those
for
listening,
real.
for those listening, we're recording this on election night, and we're here doing this. So
There's something far more important happening tonight, Dylan. It's Godzilla's birthday. Okay, let's focus on the real issues at hand.
absolutely right, and we have chosen to celebrate it by talking about WolfCop.
Yeah, well, I just realized that Notzilla and WolfCop have an almost identical runtime. So,
and so I brought up Notzilla because Notzilla is powered by beer.
okay, I
Yes,
see.
it makes him grow, if I understand the trailers correctly.
Yes, it does.
Okay, cool.
Some people get whiskey dick, not Notzilla. He has the opposite.
No, he does not.
That reminds me, the other major difference between this movie and Greasy Strangler is that all the dicks in Greasy Strangler are just sad and flaccid. And whenever you see Wolfcock, it's ready to go, damn it, you know?
Yeah, some might even say it explodes.
Yes,
Indeed.
yes. That's one thing I would mention. Like, this is one of those movies that takes an interesting route with the transformation that I've seen in a few other depictions of werewolf transformations, where the human's skin breaks apart. The person essentially sheds his skin so that the wolf form emerges. And so, as opposed to just let's say the Wolfman, the original Wolfman from the 40s, where he just grows hairier and is like a physical or American Werewolf in London, where it's like the body just physically morphs into that form.
Yeah, I gotta say, I prefer the American Werewolf in London approach just because it seems so much more painful. I mean, ripping your skin off, sure, but that dude went through some shit.
It's definitely far more grotesque. It's a more visually grotesque to have the skin break apart.
Yeah.
Right. Well, and having you rip off the skin also is more cost effective. I think from a filmmaking perspective, you just put a little face skin and just rip it off the wolf makeup.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier.
You don't have to worry on doing the effects to make the animation to make the hair look like it's growing outwards or the nails growing out.
We're actually pulling the hair inward and then filmed it backwards. They don't have the time and money for all that shit.
They actually do that though in this movie, just not when he's a wolf. They do that when he tries to shave, and then you watch the hairs on his face shoot out of his face. That's pretty cool.
That's right. I forgot about that. When he turns back into a human, does he just rip the wolf skin off? Is he just?
I don't know. I wonder if he just sheds. There's just mountains of hair falling off of him.
Because that's what I was thinking.
Is he just one of those Russian nesting dolls? Just perpetually, there's just another him, a smaller him inside.
That's kind of the idea that I get.
Does he get slightly shorter every time he transforms?
Oh my god.
That's exactly kind of the thing I was thinking of when it came to what was it, Teen Wolf, where they do the whole physical transformation thing. So it's is he, when he turns back into Marty McFly, does he just shed all that hair now, or does it just shrink back into his skin?
We don't really know.
Yeah, I don't think we've
Teen Wolf Cop, guys, come on.
Oh, yeah, you're right. That's another one.
Holy shit.
And then you got to make Michael.
The problem with that,
yeah.
The problem with that is that's a marketing disaster, though, because you have an entire generation that doesn't know that movie exists, and they only know about the MTV show.
TV show.
Right.
Oh no. Okay, well then, an American Wolf Cop in London.
Yes. Okay, now we're back on track.
Yeah. Now we're going places.
Me and my brother, we just sit there in his room at times, and we will just pitch each other RoboCop and WolfCop movies. That's what we do to pass time. Is we just sit there pitching wolf or pitching cop ideas.
Sounds amazing. Let's see. One thing I will. Oh yeah. So I brought up the. Go ahead.
WolfCop of Wall Street. He has to.
Oh, there you go. Come on.
Hey, if we want to make a theme song, we got to make "Hungry Like the Wolf Cop."
They had a theme song in Wolf Cop. Did you stick through the credits to jam out? It was awesome.
I forgot. Yes, they did have a song, and it was I remember. I was like, yes, this is the perfect way to end the movie. It's got a theme song.
I don't know if you guys stuck around to the after credits or not, but there is one also I will mention.
What happened?
Did we?
I don't remember.
It's you remember early in the movie that dude who kicks his little dog when it's walking down the street?
Yes, I remember that.
you cut back to that dude at his house, and his dog's like barking in the middle of the night, and he comes out and takes his belt off and goes to beat the dog, and then WolfCop shows up.
Oh, okay, I definitely did not see that. I think we shut off the video at the movie at that point.
Yeah, I didn't see that at all. I'm gonna have to go back. Damn it.
Right.
Yeah. WolfCop, I will also say, holds up surprisingly well on a rewatch. I didn't think, because it's like kind of once you have the shock out of the way that WolfCop exists, it's like you top that, but it does hold up really well on a rewatch.
Nice.
Yeah, I can definitely see that, and it's definitely one of those movies I feel like you would have the most fun just watching this movie with other people who have never seen WolfCop.
Yes.
And let's see. Oh, okay. So earlier before I brought up the transformation thing because I was wondering because there was a point where Lou turns into WolfCop while he's in uniform. So like when he's turning into the WolfCop, he just, he's now a werewolf in a cop uniform. Except I'm wondering, because he's shedding all his skin, does he still have all that human skin just jumbled up inside his uniform at that point?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Because that's disgusting. He must smell like blood and gore constantly walking everywhere. It's got to be really uncomfortable.
I didn't think of that before either, but that's very true. It doesn't really work, him keeping those clothes. The only way that works is if it's like an Incredible Hulk situation, but it's not.
No. You see, the thing is, he's got to be naked, shed all his human skin, then put on the cop uniform. And it's like, right. I can't even imagine what the WolfCop must look like in his pants with all that junk. I mean, it's bad enough to be walking around and being all sweaty in the nether regions, but it's like to add the skin on top of that, it's just got to be the most disgusting imagery imaginable.
Because I just remembered the other example of this that I know of. The werewolves in Van Helsing. Yeah. And they just run around naked. They're just big wolf monsters. They rip off all their clothes and human skin, and then they're fucking nudists. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah. I mean, that's generally the way things go in certain cases like that. Let's see. One more character I did want to bring up was Sargentina, and I did enjoy the bond between her and Lou. I feel like together they form the heart of the movie, and how apparently both of them had fathers who maybe both of them were cops, and they were both killed by lizard people / werewolves. And
would you say that she is the Lewis to his Murphy?
Yeah, I honestly I would say so. Yeah, she is indeed the no nonsense sort of backbone of their relationship. And I did like that this was a relationship. This is the kind of relationship I rarely see in movies, where it is a purely platonic relationship between a male and female character, pretty much like Lewis and RoboCop. And,
right. Is it the same in the sequel, or do they fuck eventually? Because
there's a few things I want to say. First of all,
do they kill her off early, at the beginning of the movie, like RoboCop 3?
Do they try to fuck, but then she dies from just the sheer strain of wolfcock?
From the size of it.
Because I imagine you've got to be pretty athletic.
The sheer girth.
You guys are joking, but just wait till you see the sequel. You have no idea what's under there. I think the backstory that I'm pretty sure is I think the roles were reversed. So I think her dad was turned into a werewolf. He came to save the day, or the main guy's dad. Lou's dad came to save the day as a cop, and then both of them were killed in the sacrifice. I'm pretty sure that's how it happened.
Okay then. Yeah.
So there is actually another wolf cop in another wolf cop. Nice.
That's in the first movie.
Yeah, the exposition that was sort of given to us in bits and pieces throughout the film.
That's the backstory.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, and then I was gonna say that I liked the thing about their friendship was that although Tina's annoyed with Lou for being a drunk bad cop. Mm-hmm. It's not like she hates him. It's not like she's out to get him or whatever. There's still a semblance of friendship there. I liked that. I thought that was That was better than if it was just like a competitive out to get your relationship.
Right.
And then
it was set up that way at the beginning of the movie, where she came off as a very bitchy, like antagonistic type of character, but it's like in all sense and purposes, she is like meant to be the sort of the straight man in this whole situation. She's like the most logical person, and the most logical thinking person in the room, the one person we are meant to relate to more than anyone else, I think.
Yeah,
it's like in Predator 2, where Bill Paxton is like this like fuck up of a cop who's like all talk and no, he's like he sucks. He's just an asshole, and his partner is like the no nonsense, like like kind of like her, but there's still like a respect there, and like they got each other's back, and you can tell,
Yeah. Yes.
And then he dies, and the Predator spares her because she's pregnant or whatever.
Yeah,
I totally forgot about that. Yeah, I forgot about that.
And it's kind of like the common trope of cop movies, where you gotta take two partners who are as opposite as can possibly be, who eventually resolve their difference, come to term with their differences, and end up making becoming a great duo, a great dynamic duo.
Yeah. I don't remember.
Or even Bill Paxton and that other Hispanic lady who I think was actually white and brownface in Aliens. Similar dynamic there as well.
Why is Bill Paxton?
Why was he always playing just this loudmouth that doesn't know what the fuck he's doing?
Maybe he was a character actor. That's just what he was good at.
He was good at it, damn it. That's why.
And if it pays the bills, so be it.
Yeah. I don't remember if they wind up. They don't. I don't think they wind up together in WolfCop 2. I think that there's like some hints to some feelings there between the two of them, but there's a different love interest in WolfCop 2 that the WolfCop is into.
Okay then. So we're definitely going to get some more WolfCop action. Oh
yeah, you get significantly more, and it's not just his in the next movie either. You get to see. They're not. I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to spoil anything, but they're pretty impressive. You're not going to forget them once you see them.
All right then. Never have I ever been more excited for another WolfCop.
It's maybe the gayest podcast we've ever.
That's what I was gonna say at the start. Is there's that scene of Willie, like when they're playing Go Fish, leaned up against the police bars. He's leaned up against the police bars. He's like talking about his dreams. He's like, I don't know what it means, but he was so handsome and it hurt so good.
I totally forgot that part.
That line killed me.
Let's see. So, we're running close to an hour, so I'm just wondering, is there anything else that we have yet to mention before? That we haven't, anything else that we wanted to bring up that we haven't already?
Best face ripoff in a movie? I can only think of the one from The Fly 2, if either of you guys remember.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there are any more.
I know Hellboy, the last Hellboy movie had a decent ish CG face ripoff sequence, but in terms of like practical face ripping offs, this one was pretty.
The only other thing I can think of, but it wasn't a rip, it was a surgical removal, was of course, face off.
Yes.
Yeah, face off. Yeah, but in none of the other three movies mentioned here did the face get flung onto a windshield and then someone tried to windshield wipe it off.
Christopher Lee sort of inadvertently tore off his own face while he was turning into dust in Horror of Dracula. I don't know if that counts.
But was it as good as WolfCop, though?
Probably not. I'm trying to think about it. I don't know if there is another face rip that I can think of. Oh, well, I mean, Hannibal Lecter. He wore that face.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I suppose the Joker ripped off his face at one point in the comics, and then
that's Leatherface's. That's Leatherface's entire deal.
Yeah. But this movie does it all, because even at the beginning, when Tina goes into the crime scene in the bathroom, she finds Lou's face and she wears it.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Does it all.
You're right. WolfCop does it all. It crams it all into an hour and 19 minutes.
It sure does.
I don't even think it's feature length. Doesn't something have to be at least 90 minutes to be considered feature length? It doesn't even hit that.
Let's see.
I'm not sure what has to be considered feature length.
Feature length minimum. Checking that out right now.
I always thought it was an hour and a half, and then anything under that just isn't a movie. Damn it!
According to the Screen Actors Guild, the definition sets the minimum length at 80 minutes.
Oh, okay. Well, then it only comes like a minute short. Wow.
Maybe they should have made those credits, the credit sequence, just a tad bit longer. Just space them out a little bit more.
One more shot of Wolfcock and we could have made it, you know?
Yeah, there you go. You could have done that. You could have had like Avengers, like just have a. You told us that there was an end credit sequence. They need to be a mid credit sequence as well.
Yeah, you're right.
Now this is only a short film, and I don't know if it qualifies for this show. So you know what?
We've done short stuff, I think.
We've done TV too. We've done TV. We've done books. We do anything on here except video games because that would be difficult.
Right. So
to all your viewers,
yeah,
I need them to help me out, and you guys as well, in my pursuit of in WolfCop 3, we need another dong hang. So if everyone could help and tweet Lowell Dean, just give me dong or give me death, hashtag WolfCop 3, I think that would really help.
Hashtag Wolfcock?
Yes, that as well.
Yes, we definitely need this. We need to make this a thing. I want action figures. I want tons of merchandising where the real money from the movie gets made. I want an animated series. It's not often that I come across a cause that I can really get behind.
Yeah.
2020 is a year of causes, and I think we finally found ours. You know what I mean?
Give me dog, give me death, dude. Wolfcock, I need it.
Yeah. Give us the Wolfcock.
You like that? That's kind of like my special superpower as a YouTuber. I just go on other people's channels and just nonstop talking about dong hangs in movies.
Yeah. Because he can't do it at home.
Right.
Because I can't do it on my own channel.
Obviously, yeah. So you've got to come over to my channel just to bring this demonetizing shit here.
Finally vent about all the things I've needed to vent about, and it's just all Wolfcock.
Don't they know that your name means Dong Man 54? Do they not really?
I know.
I mean, it's been there in people's faces the whole time.
I don't know if that's the terminology I'd like to use with that analogy.
Every time they look around, it's in their face.
Yeah.
It's essentially kind of like what Matt does for Monstrosities, where it's like he's willing to talk about the Greasy Strangler and the Greasy Dong all on his channel as often as he wants. Whereas
I just don't have that kind of freedom, man. I'm so oppressed in my speech. Can't talk about dongs.
That's what you get, man. That's what you get for being a full-time YouTuber.
Maybe that's what I'll do with that.
That's what you get for trying to take this shit seriously.
That's what I'll do with the D-Man84 channel.
Yes.
What you get for trying to cater to the algorithm.
That channel, at this point, honestly, I'm pretty sure that's the channel I've been uploading all my memes to lately that have really, some of them have really taken off, such as when I trashed on Ultraman. That one still blows up.
I actually, when I was looking up D-Man 1984 out of curiosity, I found that way big is still better than all. I found it, 450 views 2 months ago.
No, there's one with 1,000-something views, and it is heated. You have never seen a comment section this angry in your life. It's a war zone. I could have talked about politics, like the most politically charged discussion in the world, and it would not have gotten as heated as this 2,100 views on my way big is way better than Ultraman video.
That's like all the crazy out there, like messed up shit that I said on SOS over the years. The only time I ever remember seeing a negative comment was when I said something bad about dogs.
About what?
Dogs.
You better watch what you say about dogs, dude. I know you guys missed that post-credit scene, but WolfCop will come beat you up.
Oh god, all those times I've talked about.
I'm not a.
Go ahead.
I'm not a dog person, and I think I said something like stupid and hyperbolic as I do. I said like, dogs are fucking stupid or something. I don't know. It's the one time I ever got like a frowny face comment. Someone's like, "Dogs are not stupid." Like, really? This is the thing? Okay.
Okay, so then Bill is going to be in real trouble now because he once referred to dogs as just shitty wolves. Specifically, like Chihuahuas. It's like, you are a shitty wolf.
I have one of those. I take offense to that.
You have a shitty wolf, dude, man?
Yes.
I've been out here actively trying to get canceled for like 8 years, and it's the dog thing? All right, whatever.
I shared out the Kaiju Spotlight number 10 a couple months ago because that still cracks me up. And then I remember that's your big special, your Odaku special.
Oh, shit.
I remember
with Humphrey Baragon, portrayed by yours truly.
Yes. When I shared it, I was like, uh-oh, is this going to be this thing the stupid thing that I tweet that gets me canceled? Are people going to like, you're making fun of substance abuse. You're making like, oh, jeez.
Uh-oh, we're in
Octopus
trouble.
Substance abuse.
Someone's come along and it's burst our bubble.
I can talk about WolfCop and WolfCock all day, but talking about an octopus ODing, that might be a bit too much.
Don't you know what happens when you associate yourself with our content, Demon? We were too hot for G-Fest, you know.
Yes. I had to associate with you just to get on another panel.
Oh God.
Yeah, the fact that you were on the same panel as me, and then I am associated with SOS, it's gonna be like it's gonna be like a trail of oil that's gonna lead to this house entirely burning up in flames.
Guys, we're not even friends. He betrayed me. He didn't even send me my 2 comic books.
It's gonna be something none of us expect to. People are gonna get a hold of like the clip of Dave laughing about John Wayne Gacy, and that's gonna blow up.
Was that the part where he was laughing because the word clown was mentioned?
He didn't. Yeah, I was telling the story about John Wayne, and I guess he didn't know about it, and he thought it was so funny. No. He thought it was so funny that the dude was a clown. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't know what was so hilarious. But he laughed for like 10 minutes straight. This was during I think this was when we had Brayton on and we did the serial killer trivia game.
Yes.
Oh my god. I've not seen that. Now. That sounds awesome.
I never remember anything from SOS. Like oftentimes, like Andrew or Sean Berry's like mentioning stuff to me. It's like,
people are quoting me. People are quoting me all the time, and I go, "I said that. All right."
Sounds like, right. How could you not know that? It's like, I don't remember.
Dylan, did you know that that's a quote of yourself? In fact, you just quoted yourself talking about people quoting yourself.
That's amazing. That's great.
You've said that exact thing on the podcast before.
Wow.
Wow.
I feel I understand how those actors feel now. That people go up to them at cons and they're like, "How do you not remember your line in this movie?" Like. And they're like, "Bitch, that was like 20 years ago. I don't know what I had for breakfast this morning." Like, what do you...
Well, I think sadly we have long since passed the point of talking about WolfCop. But
this has turned into an SOS appreciation post.
Right?
I told you, I said it right at the start. I'm stuck living in the past 10 years ago in podcasts that just rattle around in my brain. This is what happens.
Yeah, you still have Big Jake's birthday surprise and plain jizz all still in your brain.
It's all, this trauma never leaves me. You don't understand.
Andres, I feel so much pride. We ruined a human. Like, we...
Congration, we done it.
He can't process information anymore. He was way too young to be listening to us.
Yes.
I would have turned out normal. You wouldn't have had me coming out. I wouldn't have to go on tangents about dong hangs in cinema if I didn't get ruined by you guys.
I don't
know if we've done you a service or a disservice.
Well, it's like, you know, one of those things where you just gotta take the good with the bad. Mostly bad, but some good. Ignore the bad. Just appreciate the good. Just ignore all the bad. Just suppress it as long as you can. Don't even bother trying to get any sort of professional help.
Just don't think about negative things. Speaking of which, I'm going to look at the election results.
Turns out it's going to be WolfCop for president.
Hey, there you go. Again,
yeah.
Again, there's a cause I think we can all get behind.
Yeah, WolfCop for president. We just need to unite and get WolfCop 3 already. He said he can't do it yet because he doesn't have the funding. We just need that to happen.
Yes. You know, he needs to get an Indiegogo or a GoFundMe or a Kickstarter, a Patreon even.
Yeah.
YouTube channel.
Anything.
I need more WolfCop.
Yes. I mean, heck, I'd sell for a comic. I'll write that comic for you, man.
I think there already is a WolfCop comic, a Wolf comic. I saw something in the image results on Google. It looked like a comic. Maybe it's maybe it was just
this.
Oh,
maybe it was just maybe it was just fan art. It could have just been fan art.
No, I think there is.
Oh, all right. I will say. I was gonna say if the director's listening in, hey, reach me out. Draco Azul WolfCop crossover.
Hey, I'm looking at a cover. WolfCop number 3 in stock for $1.99.
Nice.
Is there dong in the comic though? Is this a Batman situation? Was that Batman comic where you saw his dick and then they had to edit it out?
It was like the Black Label or some shit like that. Yeah. I'm looking at the comic right now. Yeah, this looks really good.
Yeah, it does. It actually looks really cool.
Totally. Let's see. Well, so I guess to give my final thoughts on WolfCop. I enjoyed watching the movie. I certainly enjoyed talking about the movie. And this is definitely a movie that I would love to come back to every Halloween now as a new tradition.
Yes!
And
that's what I'm talking about.
And I would love to share this movie as much like how Derek shared this film with us. And yeah. It's big, it's silly, it's bombastic, it's over the top. It's genuinely from a filmmaking perspective, it truly is a very inspiring film. Just to show that originality is not dead. You know, if you got the resources and the spark, the passion, you know, the talent, the cooperation. When you put your mind to it, you can make the most ridiculous of visions come to life. And it's definitely one of those things where it's like I've seen people who are very kind of tired of the same crap that Hollywood puts out and out. And this kind of goes to show that really, if you want to look for something really out there, the indie circuit is definitely your go-to place for any new, original, weird-ass content.
If you listen to our review of The Greasy Strangler and actually went and checked that out, check this out too. I think this might enter the same Venn diagram for you. You know.
Although honestly, I think I would say I definitely enjoyed WolfCop significantly more than The Greasy Strangler. Well,
it was certainly more understandable. I was less
a more coherent piece of art.
I was less baffled. At no point did Andreas go through an existential crisis like he did when watching
Yeah, there wasn't a part of me that was like in WolfCop. I was like, "Fuck yeah, this is awesome." Meanwhile, in The Greasy Strangler, I'm like, "What the fuck is happening?" Ah!
It was like the tunnel scene from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. You know?
Yes, exactly.
Where the chickens are getting their head cut off, and Gene Wilder's just like, "Oh, we're all gonna die," or whatever that song is. And the kids, just start freaking out. Yeah,
there's thankfully 100% more Wolfcock, 100% less Hootie Tootie Disco Cuties. And don't ask me what that is, because to quote our friend Patrick, you don't want to know.
See, The Greasy Strangler has been added on my list of things to watch ever since Matt wouldn't shut up about it. So I think what this is all culminating in is a big me versus Matt stream, WolfCop versus The Greasy Strangler.
Has Matt seen WolfCop before? I wonder.
I'm gonna force him to. If he's making me watch Greasy Strangler, I'm gonna make him watch WolfCop.
Honestly, I've been trying to, for the longest time, to force Matt to watch Godzilla, the fan film Godzilla Battle Royale with me, and he has refused to. I was like, you made me watch the Greasy Strangler. I'm gonna make you watch this crap here. So I guess we each have our own movie, but clearly yours is significantly the best of it.
That's what I need to hear. That's all I need. I need people on my side for when the war happens.
Yes.
Andres, I can't imagine you ever saying anything discouraging about Godzilla Battle Royale.
Right, yeah, you should probably watch if you do that. You might offend somebody.
Right. I mean, after all, I'm a no-good, dirty critic and a destroyer of dreams.
It is not campy, corny, or cheesy.
Definitely not. No way. No how. No good, sir.
That's the most dramatic description I've ever heard. The destroyer of dreams.
Oh, there's
Freddy Krueger wishes.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm well aware. I'm informed.
Freddy Krueger wished he can destroy as many dreams as I have.
Well, Freddy Krueger couldn't kill Andres because he would just like criticize his game like the whole time. Like, really? You think that's scary? Like, you could have done this and that. And, like, have you even sharpened those blades?
Did you even lift, bro?
Just the power of criticism.
So, I guess, what are your guys' final thoughts on WolfCop?
I'll let Dylan go first.
It's fun time. Go watch it.
Yeah.
Unless you're adverse to seeing Wolfcock.
No.
In which case.
Definitely watch it in that case.
Yes.
Yeah, if you're into, if anything we've said in this review, if this is your kind of humor.
Do you watch SOS? If so, watch WolfCop.
Okay, well, wait a minute. WolfCop is way more highbrow than that show. Let's be real here, guys.
Are you sure about that?
I'm pretty sure.
Possibly mean.
Only one of them features a wang exploding into a wolf wang, and it's still more highbrow than what I've subjected myself to as like a 10-year-old listening to that show.
I don't know if does WolfCop top plane rape. I mean, let's just call it what it was. It was plane rape. I don't know. I don't know where they rate in relation to each other on the jizz scale.
Yeah, that's right, Derek. Where does WolfCop rank on the jizz scale?
Bro, it's a 10 out of 10. It is the best movie I watched out of 2020. Of all the new films that I saw, which was not many because there weren't many, WolfCop, not a 2020 film, was the best.
I can't wait for this year's Oscars. It's going to take like 20 minutes.
I know.
It's going to be like
Sonic and Bloodshot.
There's like
and
Troll
Birds
2
of Prey.
and Troll 2 1. Troll 2 one's everything. Just fucking.
Yes, always. All right, so for the next episode of Fully Endorsed, I will be in charge of the topic of that video's review, and so I decided to choose the 2010 20-episode animated series from one of our Dylan and I's favorite animation directors, Genndy Tartakovsky, Symbionic Titan. So for the longest time, Dylan and I, we've been fans of Genndy Tartakovsky's work, like Dexter's Laboratory, Samurai Jack, Hotel Transylvania, and especially recently Primal. And so to the fact that like we love Genndy Tartakovsky's work, and the fact that he made a giant robot kaiju super robot love letter in the form of Symbionic Titan, that's like for me like a dream come true. And for years I have peddled this series as one of my favorite, if not my all-time favorite television series ever. And as it was of course, as some people may know, it was tragically canceled after just one season, and so I can't wait to share this short-lived series with Dylan McCandless and share our thoughts on it to you fine ladies and gentlemen in the audience.
First of all, I'm going to give you a little bit of shit because when you were going through his work there, you forgot to mention Clone Wars.
Yes. Shit. Yeah, he did do Star Wars Clone Wars. Not the 3D series that most people are probably more familiar with now with Ahsoka Tano. No, the original 2D animated Emmy Award-winning series, Clone Wars.
Yeah, so get that shit straight. But no.
Yes, I have indeed watched Ben 10, and Ben 10 is a close contender, because I did grow up on OG Ben 10.
Yes!
I believe I've watched all of OG Ben 10 and like maybe half of Ben 10 Alien Force and a tiny bit of Omnitrix, but I would still say that the creator of Samurai Jack making a giant robot kaiju show easily beats out Ben 10.
I'm very excited about this. Obviously, huge Gindie guy here, and it's like the one thing of his that I haven't seen. I just kind of missed it when it came out, and I've only ever watched the first episode before, so it's going to be nice to see the series in its entirety, however brief that may be.
Indeed. Just wondering, are you familiar with Symbionic Titan, Derek?
The name, because I guarantee you've talked about it, well, in my presence before.
Okay.
But he was too busy watching Ben 10 and fucking jerking off.
Clearly. Well, Derek, D-Man 1954, thank you so much for being a part of episode 20 of the Fully Endorsed podcast. For the very few people out there who may not know who you are, where can people find you, good sir?
They can find me on youtube.com. I'm DMan1954. Actually, the only thing that I really would like to promote is for November 3rd, for Godzilla's anniversary, I made a big 66-year anniversary tribute video. So that's the only thing that I'm really looking to promote, because I'd like that to do well. I took a lot of time to work on it. It was a lot of work, so...
Fantastic. And I've been a part of a couple videos on his channel. So if you want to see more collaborations between us, you can check out our Shin Godzilla discussion / review, Kong Skull Island, and the Halloween trailer between Dillion and D-Man.
Yes, if you'd like to check out his least successful video, you can go 2 years ago and watch us speculate about a horror movie that came out 2 years ago.
I do gotta say, though, that video, you and I recording that, even though it may not have blown up, that was probably the reason why I liked Halloween 18, because I was so resistant to that. I don't know if you remember, but I was so resistant to all the changes they made in it.
Yeah, you were very, what's the word I'm looking for? Reticent. You didn't know. You were cautious. I'll put it that way. You were very cautious.
Yes. I'm very much in the Halloween 2 camp, so took me a little bit to warm up to the ideas.
Yeah,
but
did you see the teaser for the next one?
Oh, it looked great.
It's been delayed for a fucking year. Thanks, COVID.
Yeah. But I will say
that's the new thanks Obama. I held on to thanks Obama for so long, even after Trump got in office. just going like thanks Obama. Now it's thanks COVID.
Right.
Yeah, I will say that.
Thanks, Obama, for the COVID. Jesus.
Yeah, he did it. He really did it to us.
He did us dirty.
What if we found out? What if we found out he went to China and fucked a bat?
No, it was a pangolin. Remember, Dylan?
Oh yeah, that's right. He fucked a pangolin, not a bat. Well, he fucked a bat and a pangolin, but it didn't come from the. This is a South Park reference, if anybody's wondering. But yeah. This podcast was brought to you by Skype. It still works, damn it.
Yeah.
For those two hipstery to try out Discord.
I think you mean old. That's the term you're looking for. Got him, Zoomers, a fellow Zoomers. We got him. It's all been an elaborate ruse. You guys didn't hear. I've been criticizing these boomers this whole time for you guys.
Just you wait, you
just
Gen
wait.
Z chuckle fuck you. One of these days, as soon as 80s,
yes. You'll see soon. It's all downhill after graduation.
Yeah. Let's see you act all high and mighty once you leave the comfort of your education.
One day you'll be standing on the corner going, who's Travis Scott? What's it? Why are all the rappers mumbling? I can't hear them.
Who's this 69 rapping fellow, and why is he screaming all the time?
Why does everybody's name have a number in it?
What is this, 1984? All right, so thank you very much again, Derek, for joining us. It's been an absolute wild time, and I hope our audience enjoyed it as well. So you can follow, as Derek said, you can follow him on the channel DMan1954, and I believe that is D-Man with a space in between the D and the man. Yes, no
there
hyphen,
you go,
they're not
baby.
together, no underscore, just
2 words, damn it.
And if this is the first episode of Fully Endorsed you've listened to, because let's be honest, some of you are only here because Derek's on it. Go listen to some of the other episodes. I promise they're normally more structured than this.
Yeah, and we do. We know a lot of you folks only care about kaiju. We do have some stuff about Kong and other kaiju as well here.
That's right.
See, I exist to just be an agent of chaos. I get invited onto other people's streams and their shows, and I exist solely to derail it and insult them for being older than me.
Well, we're kind of used to that kind of stuff, so so you're welcome to the family, man.
You just wait until some new kid comes along and he's like, I'm D-Man 2014, and he's like inspired by you or whatever, and then he comes on your podcast and fucking goes, you fucking old man.
And the cycle repeats. It said the circle of life repeats, begins anew.
Why'd you go yell at a cloud?
Right, so yeah, you can check out all the past videos. Our last video was on Digimon Adventure 2020, the reboot to the original Digimon series. So if you like anime and you like kaiju, definitely check out hear our thoughts on that as well. So until next time, I have been Andres Perez, aka Kaiju Noir.
I've been Super DM64.
Do I do an outro as well?
Absolutely. In fact, if you'd like, you can end this the way you would normally end all of your videos.
Oh, hell yeah.
Go for it.
Thank you guys all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. They will see you guys next time. D-Man out.
Dun 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 dun.
Yes.
Dun, dun, dun.
My goddamn outro.